Just have him step on him.
All right, man, you're a good neighbor. Okay, so you already been arrested.
You got a warrant.
You got a warrant. Don't.
I'm not doing nothing.
Don't. You're chasing up, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it. Hey,
I'll tase you! I'll tase you! Taser, taser, taser!
Ah, he shot me.
Oh, my shit! I just shot him. Yes! I grabbed the wrong gun! I shot him! Oh my god! Oh my god!
All right. Peace and blessings, all praises to the Most High. There you see the officer, Kim Potter, already on the sidelines, crying, as they call white women tears, right after she executed an unarmed man, Mr. Duante Wright, in Minnesota. Now I'm going to show you two more videos, one at her trial and one at her sentencing, where she tries to execute and probably successfully executed those tears. And the reason why I say that, because she was only given 2 years. And I think the charge was involuntary manslaughter. And she is free today. The Duante Wright incident happened in early 2021. And she was charged. And at the trial was in February 2022, which the judge gave her 2 years, in which she would only have to serve 2/3 of her sentence, which she was released in April 2023, almost 2 years ago, but also 2 years after she took the life of that young man's father, or that young father. Now, granted, he was stopped for expired registration and air freshener hanging from his rearview mirror, like everyone does. And he supposedly had some misdemeanor warrants, and he attempted to get away. Now, of course, I don't condone that, because of what we see. They could have easily let him drive off. They had him in sight, 3 officers there. They drive off, chase him. They got the tags. You catch him at a later date. But this lady supposedly says she mistaken him, whichever one, mistaken or mistaken her taser for a gun, or the gun for a taser, and then executed the man as he drove off. And she's going to try to apply the fear card, as you see at her testimony at her trial. And I'm going to play that for you now. Once again, I want to say rest in peace to the family of Duante Wright and, all of his loved ones. But just watch once again how the white woman's tears allows, and these are fake tears, so you can see her trying to muster it up and, keep a frown on her face. But just watch this video. Now, this is the testimony from her trial.
And what happened next?
They're still struggling, and I can see Sergeant Johnson and the driver struggling over the gear shifts, because I can see Johnson's hand, and then I can see his face.
And you knew Johnson for many years before this, is that right?
Yes.
And by looking at his face at that point in time, what did you interpret it to mean?
He had a look of fear on his face. It's nothing I've seen before.
Did you say anything when you saw this? What did you do?
We were struggling. We were trying to keep him from driving away. It just went chaotic. And then I remember yelling, "Taser, taser, taser," and nothing happened. And then he told me I shot him.
Can you proceed, or do you?
Yes, it's fine.
Okay. After the driver said you shot him, do you remember what you said, or do you? If you don't remember, did you look at the video and see what you said, or do you actually remember what you said? I guess is my question. Not with help from a video.
I don't remember what I said.
And what do you remember next, if anything?
They had an ambulance for me, and I don't know why. And then I was at the station. I don't remember a lot of things afterwards.
Do you remember saying something about prison?
No.
If you did say that, do you have any idea now why you would say that?
No.
Was the climate back then about police officers a little rough?
Objection, Your Honor.
The objection is sustained.
All right. You don't remember saying it,
No.
and you don't know why you said it.
No.
Do you remember the response that our Sergeant Johnson or Major Johnson gave you?
No.
And when next do you remember what happened, if anything, if you remember?
I remember getting an ambulance, and then I was at the station.
All right. So there you see those white women tears that just could never materialize. Never materialized, never once. That little fake cry with her head down and her hand over her face and the tissue, and then she came right straight face. So this is the manipulation. First of all, she said that she saw fear in her partner Johnson's face. I've known him for 26 years, and I just saw fear. And it was just chaotic, and no genuine remorse. That is what we call acting. And those white woman tears did not work as far as her being convicted of that crime. However, as the victim's family said, that the judge was influenced by those white woman tears, and basically the judge probably didn't have to be influenced because, we all know this system is one-sided, especially when it comes to cops. But lastly, I want to let you guys see this horrific attempt of trying once again to cry and, stumble through her handwritten letter to the family right before she was sentenced. Terrible person.
To the family of Duante Wright, I am so sorry that I brought the death of your son, father, brother, uncle, grandson, nephew, and the rest of your family to your home. Katie, I understand a mother's love
And I am sorry I broke your heart. My heart is broken for all of you. Earlier, when you said that I didn't look at you during the trial, I don't believe I had a right to. I didn't even have a right to be in the same room with you. I am so sorry that I hurt you so badly. My heart is broken and devastated for all of you. I pray for Duante and all of you many, many times a day. He is not more than one thought away from my heart, and I have no right for that, for him to be in my heart. I do pray that one day you can find forgiveness, only because hatred is so destructive to all of us. And that I pray peace will always be with you and your family. Again, I am so sorry. And to the community of Brooklyn Center, I do owe you an apology too. I loved working for you. And I am sorry what happened to our community since the death of Duante. The men and women who work for you still are good, honorable people and will work hard for you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you see that last look? Did it work? Thank you, Your Honor. There was nothing genuine about, those unmustered tears. And then she kept trying to garner sympathy. I don't have the right to have him in my heart. I don't have the right to be in the same room with you. That's why I couldn't look at you. And, I pray for Duante how you praying for him? He's gone. What are you praying for? He's not here. There's no need to pray for a person who's no longer here. He says, I pray you have peace because, hatred is so destructive. So it's hatred is destructive when it's us, but when we get hated, it's just, deal with it. Right. So, I stumbled across this looking for some other information, but I thought it was interesting and relevant because I've heard of Duante Wright. We always hear these cases when they first happen, and they eventually just disappear, just as this one did. She got out of jail with no fanfare, with no outrage, with no protest. As the mother said, this lady took my son away, and then it's almost like you're retaking him away by this sentencing and release with only getting 2 years. Which is a travesty of justice because he was stopped for having an air freshener above his mirror. Now, the lawyer pointed out that, that has been a pretext. That law was made to kind of stop black people. Now, nobody probably got the memo that, you probably can't hang that up there. What's the problem with it anyway? But, the lawyer who's been in the area said there has been a law enacted to stop and profile black people. Now, her lawyer said, well, she's got a whole bunch of letters. They held a bunch of letters and bags of letters. There's a lot of people that support her and, this, that, and the other. So evidently their trickery worked. This lady is back out on the streets. With her family, but she's definitely looks like, she's drinking bad or something. She probably was drinking that day. We all know the statistics between cops and alcohol abuse and things of that nature. So, this lady took the man's life and she's back, doing whatever she does, whatever that is. But, Duante Wright's family have to live with, his demise for the rest of their lives. So prayers and condolences go out to them, and hopefully they will be able to move forward in their lives. But nevertheless, y'all tell me what you think about these white woman tears in the comments. 919-587-7782. Peace and blessings.